this whole area. And then while I'm over here, I'll show you my sunflower bed. I have quite a few sunflowers coming up, and then there are spots where some didn't germinate, so I came back in some of the spots where I still had some seed left over and replanted. So we'll see if those come up. If not, I may go buy some more, so I'll have some more sunflowers coming up back to back. This whole front row that I planted only had 2 germinate. And last year I planted the same variety. It's called Tiger's Eye something. Not a single one of those germinated. So I thought maybe it was just something I did. But I think it's maybe the variety just is really, really hard to germinate. So that's coming along. Let's walk over here. I've got the paper down over here, and I've got some pine straw down for this section, but I still need to go and get some more. I'm missing this whole area. So I can't rake up anymore. I don't think I have any more in our wooded area back there. I don't think we have any more to rake up this season. So I'm probably going to try to buy some. That's a messy zone, hoping that knockout rose right there will kind of hide some of that. It should get about 5 feet tall actually, so it should hide that area. But I've got lots of blossoms on my roses out here. It's looking really pretty. Walk through here, got my flagstone down. Show you some of the roses that are in bloom. This is Parfum, Melody Parfum. Very pretty, and that one has a really good smell, really good scent. This one is Twilight Zone. This one's doing really good out here. Probably one of the best ones out here, and my Parfum of Bliss. My Perfection is in bloom. The Parfum of Bliss had amazing flowers on it, but it looks like it's finished all of the buds that it had. I think this one's called Sentimental. It has the wrong label on it. It's not a sweet mademoiselle. This one is Bolero. No, I'm sorry, Top Cream. This one is Top Cream. That one's finished its blooms. It's called True Sincerity. This one is called Camille Pissarro. Look at all the different color on it. It's kind of a yellow, a deep pink, almost a red color, like a cherry color. Some hot pink and red. It's just a really cool looking rose. I got this at Home Depot. It's getting a really tall shoot. So that rose looks like it's pretty happy. This one is Janice Kellogg. It just finished a bloom cycle. And this is my Sweet Mademoiselle. And it wasn't doing so great when I first got it, but it's putting on a lot of new growth, so I think it'll be okay. Also, I'm going to put one more row of roses right here. I just haven't found anything I wanted yet. This is Evelyn putting on some new growth after it had 2 branches broken by somebody or something. And then my Honey Apricot looks really good. It had, you can see it's already bloomed as well, so, but it's got a few more on it. Isn't that beautiful? I have yet to taste one because they said that these are edible. I guess the roses are all edible, I suppose, but these were made for their flavor, I suppose. Let's see, let's go over here. This is my David Austin by Lady Gardner. I'm struggling really bad because I've had this about 4 years in a different spot, and it's just not looking good. It did bloom, and it had lots of roses on it, but the plant itself just doesn't look very healthy. So I'm gonna leave it here and see how it does, because my daughter bought it. So, and this one does struggle really bad with black spot. And then this one is the Bolero, which has already bloomed a few times actually. And then this one is called Sweet Spirit. I don't have anything to show you because the petals are falling off. And this one I believe is called Euphoria. Really pretty. It's got some pink edging on it. And see if I've got one that's opened up all the way. Pretty yellow rose. So this rose garden, compared to my one over near the woodland garden, this one is doing really, really well, because this bed's only a couple of months old. And that other one is over a year old now. A year and a few months. I've got some candy corn spirea that are finishing up their blooms. How pretty that color is. I didn't get to them in time to do the video when they were in full bloom. They were gorgeous. And this is called, I think it's called Whisper Blue Catmint. I got 2. And then all of these, Miss Jekyll, Nigella, are seeded, self-seeded from last year. And they're all over out here. And I just think they're beautiful. It may look a little messy, but I don't mind that at all. It's pretty. My coral bark Sengu Kaku Japanese maples putting on a lot of new growth. I had to do some cutback last year on all of the top branches because it looked like it was coming down with some weird disease. And I was afraid I was going to lose this tree, so I cut back all of the branches that had this strange discoloration to it. It was like black and brown spots all over it, and it just didn't look good, so I cut it back, and it's looking really good now. These are Limelight Primes. This is a white Althea, Rose of Sharon. This is the best it's ever looked. I've had this Rose of Sharon for probably 6 or 7 years, and that's the size of it. I've never pruned it other than cutting back dead branches. But I think it's finally in its happy spot because it just looks so much better. My blush pink Nandinas, purple Daydream Laura Petalum. I have a little plant down here my neighbors gave me a couple of years ago, and I've looked it up. I just can't remember what the name of it is. I don't know if this is a Kufia or something different, but I had a few of them back here and they all died except this one, and it comes back every year. So I hope it multiplies from here on out. I don't know, but it's a really pretty little perennial back there. This is Pinkerbell rose. It's a lot of older blooms on it, but this has done amazing this year. It's only been in the ground for about a year now. This is the biggest growing rose I've got out of all these, besides my honey apricot. Pretty daylilies. I think this is called Little Missy. And then another, I think that one's the Nico hydrangea. I bought 2 different varieties, a Nico blue and I can't remember what the other blue one is. It's an old variety, but I think that one's the Nico blue. Another Spider's Web Fatsia, Happy Returns Daylilies, and still struggling with this area for the last 4 years. Try to figure out if it needs more water or better drainage or what, but these 2 over here just don't do good. They're supposed to be the same as those. Just struggle bus with those. And the Kaleidoscope Abelia that I just planted a couple of months back, and it's put a lot of growth on. And then these are the Cat's Pajamas. Nephida. My cat's rolling them constantly. And then I think these are called Vulcan hosta. Aren't those pretty? And my container planting is looking really good. The Mizzou, some really pretty flowers on them. Trailing pretty good too. The only thing that's not doing so great is this plant back here that I keep forgetting the name of. I think it's just getting a little bit too much sun now. Scorching. I don't remember the name. I was going to try to remember the name before I started the video, and I forgot again. But it's looking pretty good. Happy little spot. All right, we'll go check out the front yard. Got my white bird of paradise sitting right there. I'm still not sure what to do with it. I'm going to keep it in a container because I have to put it up every winter. But I may move that back to my back patio. Have some various flowers in here. I think these are adorable. Look at the color of these. I have the tag in here, but it's missing the name. It's something melon. I just don't remember the exact name. Anyway, there's a blanket flower, Mesa Red, some snapdragons from last year, and some tick seed, really pretty color. And then right here is a, I think it's Montauk daisies. I've got one on each side. They're kind of getting crowded out. So this bed is looking really good too. Step back and look at it. We've got over here. So I just planted these coleus. I do have the tag. Let me see. I don't remember the names. I just planted them last weekend. That one is called Marble Mania. Marble Mania. Isn't that pretty? And this one is called Spiced Curry. They look happy there because they've grown some since I planted them last week. And I lost one of my little lime. I actually lost two. So that's a new one I just put in there to replace the one that died there. These branches are all still have green in them. So they're just slowly coming back. And then back here, I've lost that limelight probably 3 times. And I didn't want to keep purchasing because for some reason it's just not doing good in that spot. So I bought a different one. And this one is called Dear Dolores. It's like 5 by 5, so I thought it would be a good spot for it. And it likes I think it's full shade. Part shade to shade, yep. So I think this one will do better back here. Maybe the other one just was not getting near enough sun. I don't know, but it just kept, the root ball just kept drying out and dying. Even if I watered it a couple times a week, they kept drying out and dying. My agapanthus, I don't remember the name. I don't want to say because every time I say it on the video, it's always the wrong name. Crystal or something. Those are getting ready to open. And I have a soaker hose through here. I decided to just go ahead and put something in here for days that I can't come out here and water it. I don't have the regular drip system. This is just soaker hose, which it gets a little bit more water in that area than it does by the time it reaches over here. So I may unhook them and then connect the hose to this separately. I just have way too many gardens to try to do drip systems to. I've got the same apricot chiffon poppies down here. And then I just purchased these. Those are the same gardenias I have in a different area. I think they're called, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Vetchii, V-E-T-C-H-I-I gardenias. And I don't know, I've tried fertilizing them and giving them more water. I think they're just shocked right now. They've been in the ground for about a month, and I don't know why they're yellowing, because I've fertilized and watered. I'm just not quite sure what it is they need, because it's not full sun. They can't do well in full sun. And then I planted another Kaleidoscope Abelia in front of that to fill out this area. And then I dug these up, and because they were all spread out right here in the front and not looking good. They've been here like 3 years and they just won't do anything. This one's finally putting on some growth, but they haven't done anything in 3 years. So I didn't want to just toss them. I'd give them another chance. So I moved them all from this section and put them closer together over here, and just see if they'll. I actually amended the soil, so I'm hoping that they'll do better. And I have a peony back there. Sarah, ooh, something buzzing around me. Peony, a Sarah Bernhardt back there, and then this is a can't remember which variety it is. And I have I think that's a plum pudding heuchera under there. It's really not the right shade to be planted underneath of the same colored Tamukiyama maple, Japanese maple, but it's doing good there, so I guess I'll leave it. And then another candy corn spirea here. You can see how many flower buds it had on it. It's growing into my maple, so I'll cut it back once it's finished with its bloom cycle. Got my fountain running again. I have so many issues with these briars that grow in these gardenias. I'm not sure if these are radicans. I want to say these are probably the radicans gardenias. They were here before we bought the house. But they get covered in these briars all year long, and I'm constantly pulling. But look here, I've got some berries that are edible. So I don't eat them though. My husband does. Like, I don't know if those are dewberries, but they're briars to me because I'm constantly pulling them out. They're all over in this one too. I just can't get rid of them. Oh, I've got some cute little plum peacock pansies up here. I mean petunias. And then I stuck a cranberry hibiscus in this container because they get pretty tall, and I thought it would be a good spot for it. It will be in the sun shortly, and it gets like beating hot sun for a couple of hours, and they do fine with that because they are a full sun plant. So I've got here some foxglove that I got from Lowe's, and they weren't labeled. The name wasn't labeled, but I think it's a peach Dalmatian because it looks like peach Dalmatian to me. I got 3 of them, and they're kind of flopping because they got water on them. We had a storm last night. And these are Stella daylilies. They didn't even bloom last year, Ruby Stella, but I'm hoping they'll bloom this year. And some petunias, but I don't know what variety because these were on a clearance rack at Lowe's, and they weren't the name of that variety wasn't listed. Now it looks like my Stormcloud Amsonia is actually putting on another flush of blooms because it already bloomed once. I don't know if these are supposed to die back to the ground every year, but it died back last year, so I had to cut it all the way to the ground. So this is all flushed out from the ground, and it is putting on new growth, new flower buds. I can't wait for that thing to get some growth on it and get a little bit bigger. So I pulled out, I had some Hamlin grasses in there. I don't remember if they were dwarf Hamlin, but they only got like 2 feet tall, and they got waterlogged, so I pulled them out of the ground, because they were dead. And I put some white purple fountain grass in there. And I raised the soil level up a little bit higher because this area seems to flood and hold water when we get a lot of rain, which I guess is why those Let's Dance Skyview are doing so well. They like water. So those purple fountain grass may not be there forever. I mean, they may just be there this season, and we'll see how they look when that area fills out, if I decide to move them somewhere else. We're going to walk around this way, and I'm going to go walk around the outside edge. All right, down here I've got some snapdragons that I had planted back in the winter, and they're putting on another flush. I have the name of them in another container, but I don't know what they are right offhand. Down here, some Walker's Low catmint that is spreading, and it's completely filled out that area, and I just love it. I think I'm gonna try to find me some more Walker's Low for other areas. And then I have some Ruellia, how's it pronounced? Ruellia. It's a Katy purple Ruellia. They put a couple of blooms on, I just planted these. And then these are volunteer, same thing, Asian something amaranth, I can't remember the name, but they're all volunteers. We'll probably pull those all out because they're going to get really big and crowd out my Ruellia. And this is I think it's called Lavender Rose salvia that I planted from seed last year. And these are Stargazer, maybe, Biden's. I'm not sure if that's the name, it's Star something. And I put my Blue Point juniper back in this spot. I had pulled it out, and I had planted a Horseman Blue Atlas cedar that I purchased last July in Georgia. And it was in Atlanta, which is a pretty hot climate as well. And he told me it would do fine in my zone. I am like a half a zone higher. I think they were zone 8B maybe, and I'm zone 9A, and it didn't last more than probably 4 months and it was dead. And I tried watering it. Obviously, I didn't water it enough. So it's dead. I'm not buying another one. It was like $150, $70, something like that, $150 or $70. There's a lot of money wasted. This one still has a lot of good color on it. This candy corn spirea. Yes, I think I have 5 of these now. I just absolutely love them. I need more. Some dahlias down here. These were planted last year. I think these are called Pacific Ocean dahlia, these 3. And then that one is Firebird dahlia that I just planted this year from a tuber. And I've got some blush pink nandinas. This is Pugster amethyst. It's new. I had to pull out the other one last year. It died. My ginger kitty kept jumping on it and breaking branches off trying to catch the butterflies. And so I built cages to put around both of them. This one's filled out quite a bit. This one is spanking brand new. I just put it in the ground about 2 weeks ago. The other one that was in there was doing horrible. So I have amended the soil for this one, and I amended the soil for that one. Just try to make it, maybe drain better. I'm not sure what the issue was, but the root balls were it was like the roots were being decomposed for some reason. And I've got some white salvia here. I think it's called Vintage something. I don't recall. I planted these from seed last year, and they came back. They looked really well. And this is a white pillar Rose of Sharon. It's a Proven Winners Rose of Sharon. And I think it gets 8 to 12 feet tall, and it's extremely narrow, like maybe 3 feet wide. So I thought that would be the perfect spot for it. And some more blush pink nandinas, a white fountain grass. And I have spilled wine weigela right there, and a little one right there. And then there's another little one right there. And another Pugster amethyst here. And a Pugster amethyst here. Then this Gara, this white Gara, is called Indian Feather. I had 3 of them and one didn't come back, so I went and purchased another one, the little bitty one. And these Nigella that you see scattered about. I'm trying to remember which variety these are. I don't think it's the Midnight Nigella. I had 3 different varieties, but this one might actually be called Rose something. But this one is coming back as opening, and they've all self-seeded from last year. I've got one up under there I need to move. And they decide where they want to pop up, and that's where they're at. And this one's getting ready to completely burst open. There's a ton of buds on it. Well, several of them. I'll have to look up the name, because look how unique that is. Isn't that so pretty? And this is a Carly Rose Pennisetum. I planted that last spring. These are an Agapanthus. I think those are just the Lily of the Nile variety. I got those on clearance and put those in the ground a few months ago. And my Lettstat and Skyview, they're getting ready to open some flowers. And then I planted these from seed. These are Apache Agastache. Those are the only 3 that I had any luck with germination. I planted like a whole, probably 12, and they didn't, maybe 24, and I only had luck with 3 of them coming up. And the butterfly bush. I don't know what variety that is. It's one of those Lowe's containers where they don't actually put the name of it on it. And this rose I bought at a garden show last spring. Was super duper tiny. It was like that tall when I bought it last spring, and now it's way up here. And it's already put on a couple flushes actually. And then look at all of the buds. The guy that I bought it from said it was from his daughter's farm. She had several of them, and he didn't know what the name of it was, so I don't know. I have no idea what the name of this rose is. He just said it's very, not aggressive, but a very nice grower. Like, it just puts on tons of growth. These are really tiny compared to the first flush of roses. These are like a quarter of the size. But it's very pretty. I love it on this trellis, this obelisk. Let's walk back out of here. We've got a golden arborvitae, a forever goldie arborvitae back there. Hoping it will grow up to about here eventually. And some Carex Everillo. I think that's Everillo Carex. And my Chicago Peace Rose is putting on some growth. It's already had some flower buds. I need to come back and cut back my roses. And I put another cranberry hibiscus in that same spot that I had one last year, because they don't come back. Some purple Dalmatian foxglove down here. They have already put some flowers on, so I don't know a lot about foxglove. I don't know if they put several flushes on in the spring and summer, so I guess I'll learn as I go with that. There's another butterfly bush, the same one that's over there. And this one is called an Eclipse hydrangea. I just put it in the ground last, like late spring, and it didn't put any buds on. I think it was really struggling right here. So I'm hoping that it can put some growth on this year. If not, I'll probably move it next year somewhere else, because it is under this Natchez crepe myrtle, and they have the massive root system that takes over everything. And this one is an arborvitae, I don't remember, Little Giant. Won't get very big. I think it was like 4 feet max. It's a good spot for it. Over here I have some more. I think these are Wicked Hot Coleus in the back. I actually think all of these are Wicked Hot, but depending on the sun, maybe this might be the different variety. I don't recall. I could have swore these were all Wicked Hot. It's just different looking, but they're doing okay right here. Just put them in the ground a couple weeks ago. Some white fountain grass that I found on clearance to replace the purple fountain grass that didn't come back. Did you hear that? I have orange rocket barberries back there, and this one, you can see it's not getting as much sun because there's more green in it than this one. Very pretty. And I have sunshine ligustrums over there, and they're not as yellow because they don't get as much sun as well. And right here are my 3 of the first original gardenia, Vechi gardenias. And that snow that we had, I didn't realize, I didn't know to cover them. But this one, I think, is dead. Didn't come back. This one's starting to put some new growth back on in that one as well. So, I may try to find another one to put in that spot. And then this is I think it's the same I have in the back patio. Something pineapple coleus that I just stuck in the ground to see how that would look and do here. I'm doing okay. I have a sweet tea olive right there. And then these are 3 double pink Rose of Sharon. I got cuttings from my neighbor across the road there. Maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Probably 3 years ago, because these are massive, fast growers, and the flowers are very, very pretty on them. She didn't know the name. I don't think she knew the name. She didn't tell me anyway, but I think those are really pretty in that spot. This is just a bed that has various things thrown in it except for the daylilies. Those were originally planted, and those are the only things that are really doing any good in this bed. I need to come out here and re-edge it and clean it out some. I've got some, I threw some more cranberry hibiscus in here. I think 3, just because I had a lot of cuttings. And so, see how those do out here. I need to come out here and water it because this bed dries out as well. But I need to pull out a lot of weeds and re-edge this. Oh, it's got all these little balls that fall out of the sweet gum tree. And you don't want to step on those barefoot because they hurt. So I think that's going to be about all today. This is my husband's little area that he created. Well, I helped him create, but that's his area. Some sunshine ligustrums and some container plants. He planted some sunflower seeds in those. He built the bench. It needs repainted. Maybe. I guess the aged look looks good. And then another cranberry hibiscus I stuck over here. And it looks like my hoppy red dye amaranth are reseeding themselves that I had in here last year. And then that's his garden area. He has a hibiscus in here. I don't know what the name of it is. I don't think he kept the tag on it. And lots of weeds. And some sunflowers that I don't think he planted those in there. I think they re-sprouted from last year. Why do his sunflowers do so much better than mine? It's not fair. Like, his sunflowers do amazing over here. They got some cucumbers growing, some tomatoes. He's got squash plants on this row over here. Let's see. Strawberry, he's planted a row of strawberries. First year trying some strawberries out here. I pilfered one and stuck it in my raised bed. And some potatoes over here. So, I don't know if that's time to pull or those aren't looking very good, are they? That row right there, not looking very good. Our blueberries, lots of blueberries, tons of blueberries. I think I'm gonna make some blueberry jelly this year. His double knockout roses are looking really wonderful. They need to be cut back a little. But I'm hoping that's what my rose looks like over there where it needed to hide the air conditioning unit. This is his little area he planted up. So pretty. He was going to put the yellow hibiscus right here, but he didn't even consider cutting back this rose, so I cut it back, but it was too late. He already planted it because it would have been really pretty right here against this. And we got our blackberry, thornless blackberries along the fence. And then different varieties of blueberries. I don't remember what they're all called. We have several different varieties, but they're completely filling out tons and tons of blueberries. Just as many as we had last year. So we'll have lots of blueberry jelly this year. All right, I think we will go ahead and end this video here. My yard needs cut again. It grows crazy. My autumn blaze maples are looking awesome. That is a new one. The other one was mislabeled. But anyway, it's looking really good. I'm happy with this driveway. I can't wait till these trees mature and make this a beautiful entrance into our parking area. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video, and thank you all for watching. We are working on a greenhouse, and I'm going to try to make a video with some of that in it for the next one. All right, guys, thanks. Bye-bye.